Hello, everybody. My name is Brisa Rodriguez, and I'll be talking about my internship at Amos Health and Hope, also called A Mission of Sharing Health and Hope in Managua, Nicaragua. So I want to talk about a little background of how I got accepted into the internship. So first of all, I was fully funded by the Minority Health International Research Training Program, specifically from the CBU University, Christian Brothers University at Tennessee. The process took me 4 months. So first you have to apply in December, and then later on you have to get accepted into an interview. And if they accept you during that interview, you go into the third process, which is a little retreat in Little Rock, Alabama, which is like in a little ranch in the middle of nowhere. So during that little retreat, they would see if you can work very well with as a group, how well you can think critically, and how much you can accept other cultures as well. So we had to spend the whole weekend in a poverty or in a low socioeconomic status. So it will be raining and our house will be leaking and we will be having to like find food every day to survive during that weekend, which was really interesting. So once you get passed through the retreat, they then later send you an email telling you if you got accepted. I also have the website at the bottom of the slide in case anyone is interested in applying for the MERT program. Not only the MERT program sends people to Nicaragua, but they also send people to Brazil and Uganda. So what exactly is Amos Health and Hope, which is where my internship was? So the Amos mission overall is to improve the health of impoverished communities by working alongside them in health, education, and development. They just serve in Nicaragua currently, but they are a nonprofit organization that just wants to improve the health and well-being of people. So another thing that they follow very well to their heart is they work within the community. They work with the community, alongside the community. They don't work for the community. So the first 3 weeks of my internship is called a capstone. So during the first 2 weeks, we had to learn the history of Nicaragua, basic public health skills, and community-based research approach methods. So we could apply those skills later on into our internship. So on the third week, that's when we had to go to the community and live with them. And we had to test water contamination in a community that was 8 hours away from the main campus. And then we also had an anemia clinic, and then when those results from the clinic were gathered, then we had to express those results to the community. So we did that for the first 3 weeks, and this first picture shows how we lived during the rural community. It was very interesting. There were a lot of bugs, and we were really crowded in that room, and it was really cold, and yeah, it's very interesting. Here, this is like one of the communities when we're going around gathering water from the rivers. This is us trying to test the water from the communities. This is a dynamic clinic. It was only for children under 2, so anyone from that little small town could go and get checked for anemia. And of course, this is something that we will eat almost every day. So rice and beans and fruit. After the first 3 weeks, the following 5 weeks, we work on our assigned internship, which was part of heart diseases. And it was over 300 hours of internship work. And we had to prepare surveys and adequate questions for the community for them to understand them. We also went and conducted them after we had prepared the survey, and then we had to gather all the data, and then later on, same as always, we had to express those results to the community through a nutrition fair. After we completed our internship work, we had to go and present our final work to the Amos Health and Hope faculty and staff. So this is us coding all our surveys. It was a lot of surveys. It was over 100 surveys of asking them questions about their health and how concerned were they about diabetes and hypertension. This is me going around on every day it will rain. So the consejeras, which is the community worker volunteers, that will guide me through the houses and tell me which ones to go to. This is us at the nutrition fair, and people will go and we will give them information about nutrition values in fruit specifically, and water and soda. This is another picture of the nutrition house fair. And of course, another thing, people would get really attached. So the more people felt like they knew you, the more they would go to this nutrition fair. That was really cool. And of course, after the internship and like every weekend after hard work, we would go travel to different cities. We went to like volcanoes, beaches, Laguna de Pollo, which is a natural lagoon that's outside a volcano. So after my internship, after completing my internship, I learned a lot of public health skills, a lot of different research methods that I haven't really been exposed to, as well as exactly what were my interests for graduate school, for what do I really want to do in public health. Um, Also, I felt like it was really important that I got a lot of connections with a lot of people, especially since we were all over the states, so we could like help each other and help us get a lot of connections with professors specifically. And of course, I also learned that there's always room for improvement. We will not always know everything. So that's something that I learned. So I try not to be so hard on myself. So that's of course like all the connections that we made. And this is Don Socorro, which is a man that truly inspired me during my internship. So he's like a perfect example of why I really want to do what I want to do and keep going and not give up. This is part of the interns that were part of the Nicaragua internship. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to comment at the bottom. And thank you for watching.